All right, welcome to this program, Facts on Matters, where realities of life and spirit are being discussed. Questions and comments are highly welcome. So today, we shall be continuing from where we stopped last week, Sunday, still on this topic, men on the run. So we'll be looking at it from this angle. We want to know really those things, those factors that leads to men running away from homes, and then I also want to know if some things that we discussed last week, we really want to revisit them to actually know what should be in the life of a family man and what should be in the life of a single lady when it comes to relationship. So we really need, so we have some relationship therapists in our midst as invited guest of honor in the person of Leonard. Leonard, please, you're welcome. On Facts on Matters, please, shall we? Leonard, pleasure meeting you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
We also have Beatrice in our midst as a relationship therapist, who will also be letting us know as a married woman. Leonard is a married man. Beatrice is a married woman. She'll be letting us know what it should be when it comes to married men affairs and then young ladies affairs and organization like that. So we have these two invited guests to this program today like that, and then we shall be hitting the points so that everyone will know their lane to follow when it comes to married men in the office and the young ladies in the office relationship. You're welcome. Still on Facts on Matters. Questions, we have our guests of honor there, we have married man, we have married men here, we have married woman here. So the floor is open.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Please, I would like to ask Beatrice, our invited guest here, if your husband was to shower gift on his staff and not intimating you about his movements, how would you feel? Or as a married woman, how would you feel?
Okay, thanks for that question.
Okay.
I will not feel good.
He didn't carry you along.
I will not feel good, but the truth there is that my husband personally cannot do such a thing. Even if my husband did it, maybe I'm not aware. When he comes home, he will let me know, because actually he knows that I will not be happy. I will be mad at him. So anything my husband is doing, he will carry me along. And secondly, you know that sometimes if God blesses you as the chairman or as the chairman of the organization, if God blesses you and you have enough, you understand, you can give out to your workers. Take this, enjoy yourself. God has blessed us today. So on that aspect, I will not take it that he did something in my absence.
So it's okay by you if your husband showers gifts anyhow without carrying you along?
What she's trying to say, I think what Beatrice is saying is that sometimes maybe it comes, the organization gets flowered financially, the man decides to make people under him smile. Now that is a different thing. You might not really go into telling her such things, but when it comes to maybe one-on-one gifts, it's that when you get
Well, personally, I feel in the aspects of giving out gifts, we have to be very, very careful. A lot of us men, before we settle down, we understand that a lot of women like to receive gifts. And gifts were part of the greatest agenda we use in winning the hearts and the affection of our wives. So I feel if a man is going to give out gifts, the first question is why? Because if you can answer the why, then you can understand the motive behind the gift being given out. Because you might be giving a gift out of a pure heart and it's being received with an impure heart. Now what I mean is, especially when I think the question on ground is if it's a young lady, right?
Yes.
A lady who is not married.
Yeah.
In this era where we have sugar daddies and we have
Aristos,
and we have all kinds of things out there, I'm not saying every Nigerian lady thinks like that, because I stand corrected, but a lot of ladies will see that shower of affection as a request or an informal request for something to happen. So we have to be very careful so that we don't end up setting traps for ourselves just because we want to be nice to people.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, to me, it's a kind of something that this life we are now, or this generation we are, it has been growing very, 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 very fast. And I have a friend, it happens just 2 weeks ago, he did a midday, but he decides in the office, because he has he's a contractor, so he decided in the office that he wants to share a gift, like 2 or 3 to his staffs. Then he bought his slippers, this kind of slipper that is raining, and a polo. And he decided that maybe he now give. After giving, I suspected after giving that gift, the lady that got that gift, the gentleman of them that got that gift, decided now to follow us where we went to, just to sit down. Guys, I was like, see, what happened actually? He said, boss, you don't understand. I said, okay. So those are, that gift moved that guy to start coming to that place. So I don't think it's a normal or kind of, because gift, like he said, moves ladies a lot to just start thinking of.
As you can see, we have men in the house speaking, from their experiences. So now, you said something that before you got married, that men usually use this, giving of gifts, as an agenda to woo a lady or win the heart of that lady. So since men know already, you understand? So why is it that they still, after marriage, they still go ahead to give gifts to young ladies? Why?
Thank you very much.
So like, I'll have young ladies in our midst. So I think they should be in a better position to let us know. Though the person is directed to Leonard, and then it's expected for young ladies to really let us know. Actually, in this jet age, like you rightly said, does a gift make kind of a rose with the inner strength of a woman? Does it really break it down for men to climb on like that? Gifts, does it really, like that? Because your question is like, why do men still do it, isn't it? Why do they still do it? I think the simple answer is, okay, maybe you should let Leo help us.
Well, you know how men are.
Why do they still do it? Why? What's the motive?
Exactly.
When they already know, they have heard, they are been told.
Men are go-getters.
Men are go-getters.
When they set their eyes on something, they pursue after it, and they will not stop until they get it. And that's why, let me just digress a bit. You see sometimes that I've heard of cases, I think you would agree with me as a man, that a man can follow you to your church. Sure. A man can follow you to work and drop you for 1 month. Just because he's looking for something. So if you ask me why a lot of men still do it, it's simple. It works. You will not leave the strategy that works and start looking for a strategy that does not work. It has been tested, it has been proven that if you scatter a lady's head with gifts, the average lady, if care is not taken, if she's not a very decent person, if she's not a very strong-willed person, she's going to fall.
So in that case, I would say that the man is really mad. Yes, the man is insane, and the man needs deliverance. Because as a married man, tell me what you need outside that your wife doesn't have at all. You understand? And secondly, you know that men of these days, they like ladies that work hard. If they employ you in their office and they see that you work hard, and maybe there's something like I give target to my workers, they meet up. If you are the one that meet up, as a married man or somebody that has that good heart, you understand what I'm saying? The person that has somebody that has a good heart, that person might give you something. This is your reward because you are working hard in this organization to make sure that the organization moves forward. You understand? And if the lady is sensible enough, other ones that is not working hard, other ones they have to pick up with what they see. If you really want that gift, it's not all men that give gifts has another thing in their mind.
Thank you. You mentioned, you used that word sensible enough.
Yes.
So that means there are ladies that are not sensible enough.
Yes.
Okay, what if you give that thing? You said, okay, it's a reward. Are you getting it? Like to motivate that person in doing better, right? Okay, maybe other people, they want, if they see that kind of reward, they want to do. So, are you going to classify all ladies as the same?
In that case now, let me say that I will not classify all, because if you're a good person, if you're well treated, that if your parents trained you well, you will not have that mind of going after a married man. You understand? And if your parents trained you well as a woman, you will not see a married man that gives you gifts and you return to your parents telling your parents, see what my boss gave me. Then you tell your parents, maybe it's likely the man is in love with me, but you don't know how to say it. And maybe your mother, you're telling your mother will say, why not go ahead and grab the man, seduce the man? If that mother self is even insane, as a good mother, you have to call your child. Tell your child, this is your boss. Maybe you're working hard. If there's any other thing you do to put more effort in that company, you get more as you're getting now.
I would like to say something. I think we are pointing the gun at only one direction. That's the lady here. You know, it could be very difficult for you to have a superior in the office, and though he's showering you gifts and he has an agenda, he has an ulterior motive, as a lady under a married man that is a boss over her, I think it's very difficult for you to say no to that boss of yours. Let's be realistic. It will be very difficult, even though you let your parents know.
We're not talking about the married man making passes, direct passes, or toasting the lady, But we're talking about gifts being given to a young lady in the office that is working with a married man. Are you getting it? Maybe people are not getting this thing right. A young lady that is in the office and the married man that is the boss is showering her with gifts in that same office, and then the lady now goes extra mile to take the name of this man to another level of, maybe he lost me, doesn't know how to express it. Do you understand? Yeah. Does gifts really make this thing? So that's what we are talking about. I think we have young ladies in the house, please. Does it really go that way? Does gifts really break ladies down?
Yes, I will say yes, because in this gent age we are now, most ladies, once a man starts giving them gifts, whether married or not married, the lady start things, it starts ringing in that lady's head. This one is giving me gifts, like he likes me. And the next
boss in the office. Your boss is office.
Yes. So before you know, the thing will start ringing, and before you know, the lady will start finding a way, giving herself or something like that, and before you know.
That is the reason why I'm saying, if your parents train you well,
of course,
you will not have that knowledge. You will not even take that. Even if the boss come to you, telling you, see you, I like you, I love you. If you are well trained, you have to, maybe it's either you quit that office and look for another thing, or you tell the man, I'm not interested.
Talking about home training.
Yes.
What about those that the parents trained, in the right way, and they made a choice of going to the other?
That means they were never trained.
And secondly, you look at the friends they follow.
That means they were never trained. When we say trained is trained. There is no two ways about it. You cannot change what is trained to become untrained.
I have a sister. She's well trained. They were okay in the family. In my family, like I usually say, I don't normally have family say, we are okay in my family. Depends, I don't know how people get to understand it. We have people that have money in my compound. Now it goes like this. She came to Lagos and served. After serving, she don't have a job. So she supported with someone. Maybe in the long run, she saw me and then, bros, he has been long. I said, how are you? What are you doing in Lagos? She said, okay, now, the person she's supporting with has been in the house. So, but then I got somewhere she stayed before she married. Now, the boss she was working with was like, now, every morning, the boss will pick her to the office. That's that. Now, the house, no food, nothing inside the house. Now, one day, I was like, and I took this, and I saw my fridge. The boss bring the fridge. It's a blessing I have. And drop.
Okay. You see it?
And you feel there's no ulterior motive behind
There is.
that?
How can you say there's nothing at all?
How can you buy a fridge?
Okay, now this guy in the place I work.
Okay.
This guy been giving me gift for close to 6 months now, and he didn't even mention anything to me. Like I only saw the gift as a normal thing. So all of a sudden I saw this guy too. He came like 2 weeks ago, offered me gifts, asked me out. So I was like, okay, since this guy is cool, there's no problem. So all of a sudden, that guy that was giving me gift for 6 months, he didn't even mention it. He didn't even tell me anything about him having feelings for me. All of a sudden, he just came. Hey, what are you? Asked my fiance, what are you doing with my babe? I was like, where is this coming from? You didn't tell me you have feelings for me. Are you like, was he like, are you crazy?
He didn't express
He didn't even express anything. It was like that he was trying to let me know, but he didn't know the right way to tell me. I was like, that does not count, though. That does not count. I have somebody now, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's okay. It's okay. Beatrice, there's a point you made that somebody can be giving you gifts. Somebody can be giving you gifts. Are you getting it? Okay, we have a young lady now that when we talk about well trained, like I told you, well trained and well cultured, for 6 months, somebody was giving her gifts, and the person never said anything, and she never read any meaning to it until somebody came and proposed to her. So, what do you want to tell me? Whose fault is it that a married man is giving you gifts, and then he didn't open mouth to toast you? But this is a single guy that is giving her what? Gifts. And didn't say anything, that he didn't know how to say it, and she never read any meanings to it. I think this should be, like our guest said, this should be an individual problem. It's an individual leprosy. If a child is well trained, I don't see how gift should make you to begin to go ahead of the man that he doesn't know how to say it. So it's you that know how to say it. I don't understand.
I understand what you're saying perfectly. And for me, I will still say this. If you are a married man and you have to help a single sister, why do you have a wife? She's supposed to be a helper.
In the office?
No, I'm talking about okay, you're talking about in the office,
right? You're talking about your boss in the office. This guy, they work in the same organization, isn't it? They work in the same organization, and then the guy has been giving her gifts for 6 months, like she said. And then he never said anything, and she never read any meaning to it. And then someone else came and was like, I love you, I will marry you. I've been watching you in this same office, you know, and then brought the same gift and they started dating, only for that one to come out and say, that guy has come banana for all I care.
Yes.
It's not everybody that reads meaning to your gift, to your stupid gift.
Sorry.
Please.
I want to direct this question to the kind thing. Like you said that ladies are like, if a man showers a lady with a gift or so, are you trying to say that all the ladies working under their boss, like if they shower them with gift or so, like they'll be moved, they'll be thinking something else, like their mind will become open. So let me just ask you this question. Like now, you're working under your boss and your boss starts showering you with gifts. So are you trying to tell me that you're going to start thinking something negative to your boss?
I'm just talking about the perspective of this gen age we are. I'm not going to think that way. I think it's a personal, how would I say it? It's a personal thinking mindset of ladies. But this gen age, every lady now, once their boss starts showering their gift, they start thinking otherwise.
I would say that. I would like to say this. I think ladies generally are emotional beings.
Yes.
We are easily moved by gifts, be it from a male or a female. So I think the onus is now on you to direct that emotion properly. Like, because if I'm being showered by a lady, okay, my boss is a female, and she showers me gifts, I have the tendency to begin to love her naturally. It is a natural phenomenon.
Yeah, I agree.
You just see that.
So same thing with also the male counterparts. So I think it's now for ladies now to be sensible enough and direct that emotions in the right way. This is a married man. Or for goodness sake, why would you be having a different feeling towards a married man? It could be just natural likeness or love, but it should not go contrary to that.
Some ladies don't really care. Most of them, when you start giving them that gift, you see them like maybe they will dress well. All of a sudden, their amount of dress will just change. It's not short.
They're not ladies sick.
Yes, everything you said is she see fun and good. Like this person I was talking about now, she start dressing well. Even when I ask, you say, all these small boys know they bring money. They don't bring money.
Imagine.
Say this guy is working in oil company. That he has
Because I suddenly saw somebody giving a gift.
That he's married with 2 kids.
Bridget.
He spends more.
Yeah.
She's looking for something.
He spends more.
Bridget,
All these small boys.
just
You now start counting money. I know you do something much for her.
You see, let me tell you, in all these things, like what Beatrice said, that a guy was giving you gift, a married man, and you quite well, you know that the man is married, you understand? When the second person came
No,
on,
single.
yeah,
They are both single guys.
Okay, both single.
The first one did not express himself to her.
okay. So, like our brother here said, your sister, you have to call your sister, know her own set of mind. You understand? Because when I was single, I was in school then. You know, there's this married man that normally come to one of my friends, and the girl is mad. You know, there are some ladies you see them that they love doing shakara, but they are mad. Not that the only thing they want is that thing that is coming from you. Not that they will follow you to bed or they will agree with everything you're saying. You know, anytime that the married man come around, you know, the lady will come or if it's more than 10, she will just call us. Oh yeah, enter, and the man normally come with healers. If the seat is full, we hang at the back. The man will not take us to any joint of it. We will eat, even take assorted, take away. You understand? And you know the girl himself is the man won't get money. I think the man make we chop am. I beg you na open mouth make we chop am. You understand? No, then at the end, you understand? When the man call the girl in a hotel, one hotel like that, the girl said, girls, no na see you. This man don dey call me. Now no be all these eating joints. He's not calling me, no go hotel. He told me the room number, everything. How we go take do am? You understand? As the girls wey dey school, wey sabi runs, you understand? We have to follow the girl o. we no leave am alone because you know if you leave the girl alone something will happen.
Because una chop inside too.
Yes. So we have to go along with the girl.
Yes.
Because of what? The girl don talk and say I no get any feelings, I don tell the man make he leave me, the man no wan leave me, but that thing wey don in pocket I wan chop.
Na so bori
So all of us chop am, you understand? So getting to the hotel, all of us, na so we reach the open room, all of us enter, hey, you wan do, oya, after this one you go do this one, today you go tire. You understand? So can you tell me that can you tell me that a girl like that is not well trained?
Love babes.
You understand? The girl is well trained, but just that the girl have already told the man leave me alone and the man no want. Then the thing wey dey the man forget, wey the man take dey do I get money.
They seek attention, I mean they give out.
Yes. We want to ask the same question. Have you ever had any encounter with married man?
Sorry, like my own experience. Like a married man showered me with gifts for some months. So he showered me with gifts, and then a single man came along. Then, well, okay.
Gifts like what?
Okay, he showered me gifts like money, clothes, bags, like this phone that I'm using now. He bought this phone for me, this bag, the clothes I'm even wearing itself, he bought them for me. So, like after a long run, so a single man came along. Then the single man proposed to me. Then after that, I thought to myself that I would like maybe I should change from this lifestyle, following this this married man, because everything was giving me like this gift, the bag, the phone, everything. Like I was collecting them. I didn't know, like I was thinking maybe like I was thinking I was doing the right thing, like I was making a good choice. But then after, then this single man came along. Then I was like, I thought to myself that maybe
The change of life.
yes, I have to change, like I have to change my lifestyle. So then after that, this single man proposed to me. Then I don't know, like this single man proposed to me. Then after that, I just thought maybe that I'm going to pray for this man to leave. After that, the married man was still calling me, like chatting me up that maybe we should continue what we are doing. Then after that, I prayed that let this married man just die. Then after that, God deleted him.
You see?
God deleted him.
You see?
So the man.
No.
I was saying what you get now.
He reaped what he sowed.
So,
Yes.
what you get.
If he allows sleeping dog to lie, sure you go see that. So when he saw a single lady and he was showering the single lady with gifts, if to say he maintain in lane, facing life now, facing wife and the children, who won't get time for them? She understand? She your wife don't receive gifts when you go to give another lady gifts. You understand? The one way you keep ourselves never better for her. You know women love this thing they call gifts. You understand? You know they do. You know they do enough. She understand? So you can give gifts to your wife 10 times in a day. The next day continue. You understand? It's a journey now.
Married man actually, when you got engaged to a new guy, the married man actually stood up to
fight. Yes, to fight.
Can you imagine?
like must continue what
Because we
you
go
were
to
doing.
the
So what are you fighting for?
Well, my question is this, and I think it's very valuable.
Now, sorry, a situation like this. Okay, look at it. A married man that was dating a young girl that is old enough to give back to, seeing that the lady is engaged. Are you getting? And he went as far as fighting her, because of the gifts that he has given. What do you want to tell men out there?
The thing I would tell men out there is that once you are married, you have to maintain your home. And anything you want to do, carry your wife along.
Now so.
Like this one now, I will not say that the wife is aware that he's showering a single lady with gifts. To the extent of seeing that the lady is now engaged, he went to the extent of fighting the
The
man got what he wants.
What he
You
deserves.
understand? So it's not the fault of the lady, because the lady has already stand and tell the man, I'm no longer interested.
See how the woman became a sudden widow.
So men
Because of gifts,
men out there, they have to mind what they will have to mind
The
what
kind of life they live.
Yes.
But the truth, the fact remains, okay, because he said she prayed him to death. I don't think You know, it's not everybody that will tell you what happened on the ground, you know. Whether she prayed or she affirmed him or she banalized him, whatever, you know, whatever. You know, men shouldn't give gifts to young girls with ulterior motive. But that does not change the fact that there are still men that could give you gifts without having anything at the back of their doors. Are you getting it? You know, there are still men that can still do. Like I said, I pointed out last week, I have a husband that every time, are you eating? As that sister, that lady eating, these people that are working under you, are they eating? You know, especially when you serve it. He wants to know if everybody has eaten. Situation like that. Sometimes he will even go directly, Rose, are you eating? Things like that. You know? So a situation like that. And then I should be able to know that this is my husband. Are you getting it? I know my husband. Like Gertrude said, she knows her husband. Though people will say, don't say you know your husband, though. Every man has a side chick. I think there are men that are still decent. They're just concerned. They just want everybody around them to feel good. And then such men they are still in existence. Not all egg in the crate is what? Spoiled. Not all the egg in one crate. It's not possible that a whole 30 egg in a crate is completely spoiled. You know, without you pouring a sniper on it. No. So if you look at it, we have men that are still what? Decent. Leo, please tell us, have you ever had experience as a married man, as a family man, of a young lady, or do you have a side chick?
No, I don't.
Tell us the truth, please. Okay, you are saying of your wife. Tell us.
I don't.
John, tell us, do you have a side chick?
You want to receive any form of punishment
No,
from the wife?
Nkechi said, you, our invited guest, look at the way he's smiling. That is to tell you that he possibly has a side chick.
The wife will be like,
I'll get you at home. Don't worry, I will talk to your wife. I really know how to calm your wife down. Tell us the truth. Just tell us the heavenly truth. Tell us, do you have a side chick?
This question is very, 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 very strong.
That is I have a side chick.
what made it difficult? What makes it difficult?
Tell us. After all, your wife is not in the country.
Okay, but the truth is that you said it now, my wife is not in the country. I have a side chick. I have a side chick.
You see?
But it goes like this.
See, man,
If
How did you, sorry, we were not asking you. How did you get a side chick? What did you do?
what prompted you?
What prompted, yes. Apart from the fact that your wife is not here, that is not the area I'm coming from. We're talking about giving gifts. How did you get the side chick? With a ring in your hand as a married man.
yeah, we have been saying this. It's that gift.
Okay, you use gifts to get her.
It's a gift.
You see them?
Did you trust her? Did you open your mouth and say, I love you, I want to date you, something like that?
I do not sit down and start saying all that. I use that gift to bring her very close.
You see?
If I now start using that word, I know.
To break the walls of our...
Sorry, let me ask you. Do you know that side chick now can go to anything? I hope your wife, you have children, I think.
Yes, I do.
But do you know that the side chick now can go to any length to delete your wife so that she will take over?
Yes, she can, but she have even started doing that.
So what
Sometimes a call will come to my phone. She will like, who is calling you?
And your wife is the one calling from
Yes,
outside
calling
country.
from the outside country. Then she wants to pick. And I said, why would you want to pick my call?
You see, Nyanga, they sleep, trouble go wake up.
I'm telling you.
It all still points to men should stop giving it, because now as that gift is coming, the woman will start thinking. The woman will start imagining that this one way they come, and every woman wants comfort. Where is good, where is sweet, where it is, happening. That's where a woman wants to be. So the woman start thinking of let me get this man so that when I keep him, this thing will never cease to come. I'll be comfortable and all that.
Without considering the wife at home, as a woman, you don't young ladies have this heart of consideration that this is a woman like her own mother.
Some of them they think, but some of them they don't give a damn.
Some of them they don't
This
care
lady-
at all.
You never consider the wife.
Yes,
You never consider the wife.
these ladies don't care what will happen after.
Yes, you never consider the wife. Instead of
They
giving it to you,
believe the money is that this guy or this foreign man has money. He can give, he can do this, he he can buy this at any point in time without telling stories about
Maybe she
it.
going to chop my own.
The problem I have because of this is this, and I don't understand why we're talking about decent ladies because now we talk about decent ladies. Now, if you're a decent lady like JB talked about and you are well trained, well cultured, well tutored, why will a married man give you gifts and then you're accepting it? Because it takes two to tango. I think we are putting a whole lot of pressure on married men. They say a lot of men sleep with Ashawo. If Ashawo know them, what will happen? He will stay on his lane.
It's alright.
So that is like this.
Right here. You're welcome. You know, I really appreciate your coming. Beatrice,
I wanted to ask a question. You know, they have been asking me, but me, I wanted to give a general question.
we have just 2 minutes left.
Like our discussion there, you ask me question, I give answer. My question now is, a married man, let me just say, maybe my husband is giving gift to a single lady, and I'm aware of it. You understand? I was like, since the girl don't have, but we have to help the girl out. Maybe secretly, I don't know the heart of my husband. My husband went secretly to date the girl. In a situation like that, what do we call it?
Okay, maybe this is where we continue next week because of our time.
Sure.
You know, because of our time.
Yeah.
The husband, you know, giving gifts to the girl, working with him. At the end of the day, they begin to take secretly without her knowing what to do. Then next week, same time, same day, we shall continue with this same program, Facts on
Matters.
So at this point, we want to draw the curtain, like Alia said, and I want to say that we appreciate each and every one of us that have participated in this program. And then, please let it be noted that everyone has his or her own blame in this field of argument. And let everyone take their own line of what? Correction, reproof, and adjustment. And that is how it will be well with our homes. God bless you. God bless you. Remain on this program next week on Facts on Matters.